Hey there, YouTube. Some people may recall a little while ago I made an off-the-cuff remark about how a package was lost in the mail. Well, here it is. I went down to the post office and told them the date that the package was sent, which was around February 8th or 9th. And the man in the window went into the back, and there was only one package from that long ago, and it was mine. So this was sent to me by Strapper01. He is the guy who made my opening animation. So this time the package is not pre-opened, unlike Davin's package, and I am cutting into it, and we're gonna see its contents together for the first time. Isn't this exciting? And there's a message. I'll address that in a few minutes. Ironically, it's most likely Andrew congratulating me on finally receiving the package. So, cutting tape. I don't want to go too deep. Alright. Okay, and of course we got some filler. Plastic bags. Alright. I have a wad of aluminum foil. And the shape of it is very action figure. Ah! It's my Angel the dog figure. He's finally come back to me. This is the one you see in my stop motion. Andrew has given him new hair, new paint, and new arms with much better sleeves. Being cooped up in that aluminum foil for so long has caused some sweating in the paint. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of fixing on that. But yeah, it's good to finally have him back. Just needs a little bit of repair work for going through the rigors of the U.S. Postal Service. You can wait for me right there. Okay, and I have the world's tiniest D6. And another fire effect. This is like what I use for Blaze. Alright, and Captain Bullseye's Build-A-Plane. There's two of these. Apparently they come with the purchase of a gift card at Target, although I never saw these at any of my local Targets. So, this is like a model kit. You know what that means? I'm gonna build this on camera. Okay, so here is the model plane, and here I am on my table. Let's see, it says open here, by which they mean pull on it until this soft glue comes off. Oh, and there's assembly instructions. It's all snap together kit, so it should come together real simple like. And, well, yeah, you open there, but that's just to reveal the instructions. To get the plane itself out, you got to open up the bubble like you would any action figure. All right, it's a relatively simple model. There are only 2 sprues, so this should not take too long. See? Apparently, it features Target's mascot, which is this dog that looks like Snoopy, except it has the target spot around one eye. And it has little paw prints on the tail fins. Okay, so step 1. Step 1 involves this stone, and I'm going to get rid of this placemat so that I don't accidentally damage it. And so that I don't scratch the table, I'm going to work on the instruction sheet. Scissors are probably more useful. Okay. And the propeller right here. There's the propeller. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, so you put the propeller in like that. And then there's some kind of cap piece. Let's see, I think this is the cap piece. It would really help if the instructions were actually in color, because these black and white instructions don't really do much to help. Either that or the gray is supposed to be red and white is supposed to be white, except the fact that the cap piece in the instructions is white, but the only cap piece I can find in the kit is red. Well, the instructions aren't perfect. Okay. So yeah, put the cap piece there. Okay, and you get a propeller that spins. Okay, step 2 is to take the fuselage of the plane that has the rudder sticking out, or half the fuselage, that is. Okay. And you don't actually have to see me cutting the pieces off on the camera, as long as I'm assembling them on camera. Okay. Just gotta use the X-Acto knife to get rid of some flashing. Okay, one more bit of flashing right there. Maybe the angle's too low. I feel like I keep on pulling my hands up too high. So let's remedy this. There we go. Okay, and there's 2 pieces that connect to this. One is the tail fins, which I just got off the sprue. Okay, put that there. Take that off and take that off. Okay, it simply slides in through this slot right here. Okay. And there's a rudder, not a rudder, the rear landing gear. Okay, just pop that off the sprue. Okay. Has a little dab of paint on it. Okay. And you slide that right there. Right there. Ta-da! Okay, step 3 is to take the other half of the plane fuselage and snap it into place. And this thing leaves a lot of little Hey, Max! My blind dog just walked right into the camera. Honestly, I expected this to be one of the last steps, not one of the first ones. I kind of figured you'd have to attach the wings first. Okay. So, line it up, slide into place. Ooh, there's 3 slots. This part seems to want to use quite a little bit of force to get the pieces to really connect to each other. Just a sec. It's really hard to push these pieces together, and it still doesn't quite look flush on top. Maybe as the model gets assembled, it'll look a little better. Okay, so let's put that to the side for now. Step 4 is to assemble the dog's head. And then the sprues, the dog's head is actually attached to the main landing gear. So we gotta take those off. Then we take off the head. First one half, then the other half. And the dog has a little scarf right here. See the little scarf? Okay. Okay, here we have scarf. And you put one half of the head into the other half. And then push it onto the scarf thusly. Okay. And step 5 is to take the head and stick it into the plane like this. And then you take the propeller from the front and you just stick it on like that. Okay, so again, you take the fully assembled fuselage and put it to the side, because step 6 is the main landing gear and bottom wing assembly. Okay. This is there we go. Gotta cut the flashing off. Okay. Then the landing gear, which came off the dog head. Simply, there are no real wheels here. They are just a single plastic piece, although they are painted. And it looks like it doesn't... No, okay, you put them on this way. And repeat on the other side. Oh, got some flashing to take care of. And that slides on there. And then the bottom landing gear is put into the wing somehow. Okay, just gotta get the wing off the sprue. Okay, quite a bit of flashing on this wing. Taking care of the flashing. Okay, flashing. Okay. Then it goes on like this. Slides right through. And then doop. Then step 7, you... Oh, this is clever. There's a slot here, and there's a peg here. You put it in like this, and then you slide it forward. That's a pretty clever way to snap it together. And actually, if all you wanted was a monoplane, you'd be done by now. So, next... Ooh, there's actually... Oh, you know what? I missed a piece. This is the dashboard for the plane. This was back in step 6. I was so obsessed with the head, I forgot this part. So then just Just slide that thing right in there. It's actually surprising how snugly these pieces fit together. Okay. Now, this part's a little complex. Involves the struts that keep the upper wing on top of the lower wing, and they're all next to each other on the sprue. And at this point, it's hard to tell what's sprue and what's parts. So, got to be very careful what I break here. Okay. Alright, so from what it looks like, it's supposed to go on this way, and it just kind of snaps into the wing. Pop, pop. That one actually requires just a little bit extra force. And then there's the inner wing support, which goes into the side fuselage. Like how exactly? This is a relatively weird assembly compared to, yeah. Yes, there we go. Let's just get the sprues from the other side. If you want me to talk about the plastic quality, Andrew told me that this costs about $10, and the plastic feels pretty good. And Max, stop kicking the camera. Feels okay, like pretty okay plastic. I mean, it's weak enough that it comes off the sprues easily, but not so hard that, you know, not so flimsy that I feel like I'm gonna accidentally break anything. Okay, so on the last sprue, well, not the last sprue, the last wing support strut. There's a little bit of flash here. Okay. And yeah, like this. It goes onto the wing so that the diagonal one is touching the wing, the bottom wing and the top. The bottom wing in the rear and the top wing at the top. That's how the diagonal strut has to go. Yeah. Yeah, these things have little teeth that hook into place. Okay. So all that's left to do now is to free the top wing from the last of the sprue. Yes, this works. And it looks like it looks like all 4 pieces just kind of slip on or held in by friction. That's a weird way to finish off the model. Actually makes it feel like the top wing would just be prone to... Nah, it's actually popping out as I'm doing it. If this doesn't want to hold, I might force it to be a little bit more permanent with some crazy glue. Yeah, this is a weird way to finish it off. Everything pegged together so snugly, but the top wing feels like it isn't on very strong. Okay, let's... Maybe if we zoom out just a bit. And there we go, the plane. Okay. There's still one more thing. The plane has a display stand. Comes in 3 pieces. Very simple display stand. You peg this thing onto the dome. And then there is this little cloud piece. If you look, it's a cloud on one side, but on the back is the... Okay, sorry about that. Camera ran out of space. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a gift card on the back of the cloud. You just, you peel that sucker off and get rid of the last of the flashing, and then you slide it onto the base like this. No special ceremony needed. And then there's 2 little things here, 2 little holes in the bottom of the plane. Stick them on like that. And you have a little plane. An adorable little biplane piloted by a little dog with a spinning propeller. Isn't that just wonderful? Alright, maybe if anybody wants, I'll talk about the plane in a separate video, but I think for now we've gone on long enough. So this is Toy Customizer Wakeangel2K1. I want to thank Andrew for sending me back my Angel the dog figure and 2 of these little planes. And I hope you all have a good time. Bye bye.